Hey there, guy. I gotta mention something before I go much further into your video. Let's see. What you're talking about with Orion is a 1.5 million year old configuration of the stars. It's been that way for at least that long. And you're saying that in the Bible that was written, 44, what is he, in Job, that was written sometime around 2000 BC. You're saying that God made this wonderful reference to the constellation of Orion, and you're claiming that is a scientific fact. Well, if you take a look at the history of Orion, the constellation of Orion, and the mythology behind it, it's been in ancient history in time past. Unbelievable amounts. You take a look at the reference to the word, and you find out its origin, and it goes back, and you can pretty much nail it down to the Euphrates area of ancient Akkad. Let's see, and it derived from an Akkadian word called Uruana, or light of heaven. Now, Akkad reached the height of its power in the, let's see, what is it, 2400 BC? 2400 BC, I think. And oddly, just wanted to throw this out there, the story of Moses and the basket in the water and being floated down a river and being picked up by royalty and everything, that story that was written about 1800 BC. Curiously, King Sargon of Akkad, he wrote that same thing about himself in cuneiform around about the 25th century BC. So that wasn't original. Just wanted to let you know that. But back to the subject. Orion was basically named long before the book of Moses or the book of Job was written. So, not the book of Moses, but the book of Job was written. So, you lose on that one. Okay, and now your reference to Job and the singing stars and all that. That's just ludicrous. You're trying to take something that was basically meant as poetry and trying to attribute it to scientific fact. Listen, dude, if the Bible had any scientific validity, every single lab in the world would have a copy of it right there for it to be used. It doesn't. So you're wrong about that. Okay, now you're making mention of the circle of the earth in Isaiah. How come he didn't say sphere? There was a Hebrew word for the word called sphere. I think it's DWH. That's the word sphere. It's found nowhere in the Bible. Nowhere in the Bible. The word sphere is nowhere in the Bible. They thought at that time that the earth was a circle because as you spin around, all you see is flat, round. So you lose. Your rendition of the rapture is a very limited and infantile view. You're saying that Jesus knew that the world was a sphere and that there was going to be different time zones because of one little thing. One person in bed and the other person out in the field. Okay, who's to say that the story Who's to say that he wasn't talking about, oh, somebody's sick, or, oh, somebody's taking a nap? That simple. That is just absurd, what you're saying.